Hello, my name is Brenda1, and today I am here with 6 lovely people. Actually gained one recently. And we're going to be doing a sweet little community highlight today, I guess we'll call it. That's the official fancy sounding name I'll stick with.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And a quick disclaimer for this highlight. It is not going to be PG, because this is what I would say like kind of a more mature community.
21 plus.
21 plus.
There's alcohol involved.
Yeah. So but within this group, there's going to be swearing. So no, there's not going to be a filter in this little interview. So if you're not cool with that, you'll probably want to tune out now, especially kids. Well, apparently watching this.
Get out.
This is for adults only.
Yeah. It's actually really boring. Just saying.
With that being said, let's get an introduction of what the community is, what this cute little mascot is, and let's start with that.
Okay, everybody's looking at me. Over the last couple of years, I've become our unofficial PR person.
That's why you're at the head of the table.
Yeah, exactly. So we are BerryTube, and what we do is we run at this point, 3 times a week, My Little Pony drinking game. And we've been running it consistently for over 4 years. We've never missed a week. We don't necessarily all drink every game, and in fact, Toast right here doesn't drink at all.
I am weird.
Yep. But so we do this drinking game thing, and it's sort of evolved into a fairly large community now that's self-sustaining, and there's 100 of us at this con alone, and a ton more people in our chat online complaining that they couldn't come to the con. So
Someone actually made a small 1 minute 30-second video of what was it? It was Cuddles.
It was Cuddles
the bear, and it was
Missing
Everfruit. It's amazing.
Yeah.
He pours a bunch of cereal into a bowl. Yeah. It's just music. He pours cereal into a bowl.
It's an 8-bit smile song.
Yeah, and then he reaches over to the side and he pulls out a bottle of Jack Daniels. And he just starts pouring it into the bowl of cereal.
The breakfast
for a long minute where he just kind of looks up, and then he stops pouring, and then he looks at the bowl of cereal with Jack Daniels in it, looks at the bottle, and just walks off camera drinking the bottle.
Forget the cereal anyway. So. All right. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, so you guys are from the community BerryTube, but why are you guys here being interviewed today? There's a very special reason. It's because you're all moderators, correct?
With one exception.
So,
except for Johan, we are the administration staff.
Yeah, but you guys being just like a big, huge community of people is actually why I know you and why I wanted to highlight you guys, because I got introduced to BerryTube actually a little bit when I first became a brony. I stumbled upon you probably on Reddit or something, but when I first started watching My Little Pony, it was like, where's the best place to watch streams? Go to BerryTube. Drink and have a good time. I remember that. I remember in the middle of season 2.
I'm sorry.
We're so sorry.
I was drunk at the time, so it didn't matter.
Great.
But after that, I kind of fallen out, and I got distracted with other things like vectors and the show and YouTube. And then at Everfree Northwest 2013, I believe it was, this gentleman right here drunkenly came up to me while I went to a BerryTube meetup. I had randomly heard that there was a BerryTube meetup going on over in the Clarion.
Right, you came to our bar party.
Yes.
Yeah, and I had sauntered on in with my good friend Flutterguy317 from the show. And then we had sat down at the bar and we're getting a drink. I think you invited us to that. Like you had seen me and invited me or something like that.
I don't believe so, because I met you the first time at the bar.
At the bar, okay. So that's how the story goes. So,
Perfect.
I had not known Johan at all, and I was sitting at the bar and I was getting a drink, and Johan drunkenly stumbles over with his sketchbook and says, "Bern, I love you, and I love your show, and I wonder if you could look at my sketches." And so I looked through the sketches, and they're really good. I liked them.
You didn't say that.
I may have offered my critique a little bit.
Terrible.
Constructive.
It was constructive.
Yeah.
At the time, I said they were
Johan,
nice.
my constructive criticism, you're shit.
Why are you doing this?
I'll have it know I'll have you all know for the record. I said nice things and constructive things at the time, and then later on, when I was retelling the story, I remember telling him about how his sketches needed improvement. And since the time I've become his friend, his sketches and his art are actually now really good. And also, for the record, you sold something in the charity auction today. Two things.
Yep.
Now, one of those went for, what was it, $800?
Went for $750.
$750?
And the other one
Damn
went-
near $800.
Yep, and one other one went for $500.
What was it?
I lost.
The 500 was a Luna painting with the blossoms on it, and the 750 was my limited edition print that was signed by Tara.
I keep putting my hand down $50 too early. Both of those. I was $50 off for winning both of those.
So anyway, point of that derailed train was that Johan was the gentleman who introduced me into the BerryTube community with just ridiculous positivity and friendliness, and then everyone who I've met in the BerryTube community has been equally as open and awesome.
Yeah.
And so that is why Johan is here today, because he's a bro. And then, so going around the table, this is Johan's robot. I'll introduce you. Please introduce yourselves, and just really quick for the cameras, people have some names for faces and stuff like that.
I'm Cades. I technically created the website, though the community was already starting to form around that. I just helped launch it into its current form.
I'm Lavender. I'm the event organizer for BerryTube. I organize our real life meetup. Yeah.
She's mom.
She's BerryTube's
She's
mom.
our team mom.
I've been nicknamed Mom. I organize the real life meetups. I organize the Secret Santa. I run 2 events a week, and I also make sure that everybody stays hydrated and that nobody gets kicked out of hotel rooms, and that the paramedics get called if the paramedics need to get called, and I do all that stuff.
That only happens every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
Very rarely.
Didn't happen so far. I'm Jarek. I am also one of the administrators at BerryTube. Yeah. I'm not that interested.
He's the fun police.
I'm the fun police. You're a guy that you don't want to piss
Vector
off.
artist, patch person, music combiner.
Yeah, I do. I make patches. I do
Combine
vector
music.
art.
Combining the music.
Music compilations.
There you go.
I make albums based off of other people's music with varying degrees of permission. You didn't hear that from me.
Don't worry, this is absolutely not on the official roadway. Let's see, I am Toastdive, although most people just call me Toast because no one knows actually how to pronounce the second half of it.
I don't.
Yeah, and Toast Weeb. Case in point, Dieb, Dive, Band, whatever. German is
Toast
weird. Klossy, if you heard that, I'm sorry.
Name drops now. We're
It's
name
okay.
dropping.
Sorry.
I completely agree Germans are weird. But they do smell nice. That was actually an episode. There is an episode of Cutie Art Crusaders called Germans Smell Nice.
Duly
Klossy
noted.
is a real bro, so
He is a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am
Or
kind of
sniffing
kind
Germans,
of the,
excuse me. I got that episode. Sorry, go.
I'm kind of a designated driver around these parts. Like, I'm pretty much the one guy on the administration staff that does not drink. It's, just by choice. But yeah, these guys think it's weird. A lot of people ask me why I still hang around with all these crazy people. But
how do you tolerate us?
I haven't a clue.
I wouldn't hang out with these people if I wasn't drunk most of the time. So that's a
big,
lie.
Big keys.
Really,
also I get contact drunk.
That's fair.
And you're also on the dev team. You do
That
a
too.
lot of programming for the site.
Helped out with a lot of mostly the client side of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm Omnoptom, or Tom. I'm one of the older admins, or not older in terms of age, but in terms of how long I've been doing this. I've been doing it since before BerryTube was BerryTube. We had a SyncTube channel
When SyncTube
back
was
when that
still
was
a
a
website,
thing.
yeah.
Back when that was a thing,
Press
yeah.
F to pay
And
respects.
so I've been doing this for ages, and I don't know why I still do it sometimes, but it's my life,
Right?
But yeah, I run the games a lot.
It's awesome. You're also the resident Canadian.
I am also currently the resident Canadian.
There
I
are
guess
other- as you can
there's
see by
also
his
Marm,
crazy-
by my crazy maple money.
Yes, we have
smells like
another
maple.
administrator who lives in Vancouver, BC.
We do.
Who is also on the dev team. He couldn't make it to this con because his company sent him to Google I/O, which is a completely legit reason to miss
kind of more important than this.
Lucky bastard, I want to go.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But we were just talking about how your Canadian money actually smells like maple.
It does.
It really does.
He says it doesn't.
It totally smells like maple.
I thought it was a joke and they were just giving him shit, but they handed me the money and I sniffed his pocket money and it smelled like maple. I can't confirm. It
Well,
smells
although
like
I mean, I suppose it is also possible it's just like his wallet.
It could be Canadians just extrude like maple smell.
There's maple
Okay,
coming off.
so it's not actually that
wait,
Canadian money smells
got
like
it.
maple,
No.
it's just that his shower shampoo.
I haven't.
is-
No, I was gonna say no. It's his detergent, his laundry detergent, is maple scented.
That makes sense. I can buy that. I could buy that.
Sure, Arm & Hammer Maple?
That
send some? Can I get some of
that? That should be a thing. That'd be good.
Alright.
That would actually be lovely. I would enjoy that.
Alright, so now that we've done introductions and we've talked about like what the community is, last night we were chatting, which was awesome, and what did you do? Your largest meetup so far, right?
Technically, no.
Not.
Last year
I think
was
last year
slightly
was a little
larger.
bit.
The
Last year-
population was not the largest.
Let's go with most expensive.
But
Yeah.
you do set up and organize these meetups at conventions for everyone to get together in the IRL world, which is rather nice. And it's always nice to see that the Brony community is so like pretty big about, we are internet people, and then let's make that more than internet people, which is why we're all here at this convention. I haven't even mentioned where the hell we are.
This is Brony.
How much have you had?
Oh man, this water's hell of a
We are
smell.
at BabsCon.
water.
here.
BabsCon, right?
No. So we are in the media room for Everfree Northwest 2015, which is going to be the green room for the musicians in 5 minutes.
So we might have more people joining
You
us.
said 6:30, not 6.
6:30 is the panel you guys have to be at. 6 o'clock is when it becomes a green room.
Whoops.
We'll see what happens.
There may be musicians walking in the door, which is why the camera's pointed at the door. So stay tuned for that.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Also, I was going to mention,
Yeah.
you brought up our mascot. So
Oh, yes.
It's probably important to mention and to give a public thank you to Bamboo Dog on DeviantArt, who did the original drawing of Barry Punch, who's a background pony, as the Greek god Dionysus, which has basically become our logo. Like, at one point, someone did write Bamboo Dog to get permission to use it. So we've sort of just run with it, and hopefully Bamboo Dog isn't too upset about that, because that's basically become our icon.
If you
is
are,
Barry Punch as Dionysus.
I don't want to know.
Well, and also we
We'll
want
buy you
to
a
say
drink.
thank you for doing that
We'll
art
buy
in
you
the
a
first
lot of
place,
drinks.
because
Thank you
that's-
very
yeah.
much for that art.
Yeah,
It's
that's awesome.
fantastic.
Everyone seems to kind of like chip in and do their own little part or have something like. You were vending here at the convention, right?
Yeah,
Johan?
last year.
So, but your table here at Everfree is not just the Johan's robot table. It is like the official, unofficial BerryTube table. Is that
That's
correct?
Yeah.
Which,
I came with the name. It's so good.
Was it
No.
official,
I
unofficial,
came
or
up with the
unofficial,
name.
official?
I think
The,
it's
the
backwards.
first
I think it's
year when
official.
I was going to be vending at the table.
I stole the name from Lab. Like read it, like she said it, and I was like, I made this.
So tell me a little bit about that table.
so the plan, I was initially it was between Lab, Jarek, and I. Jarek making vectors and patches, Lab making plushies and craft items, and I was making art. And we thought that was a great combination of people and to make a table. And I thought it was great, and I really wanted to be, served by the community. Lab unfortunately was planning on moving. She couldn't make the plushies in time. Jarek stuck with me, and last year, the first year was 3 years ago, and that's when we said we should vend. And last year we started. We had our first table. It was initially a half table. We expanded to a full table.
Yeah, half table was like, this is not going to work.
So I had a lot of prints. I had a lot of postcards, buttons, and it wasn't fitting. And Jer, who's the vendor lead here, gave us half table because the other half did not show up. And so we had such a blast. We had a great time meeting
It was
people.
a lot of fun.
And
You were so tired though.
I was so tired.
You were
And
Sitting on your butt,
Yeah.
selling things, exhausting.
Super hard work.
For me, I had a blast. I'm tired, but I love having fun. I have fun on that side of the vendor table. And so this year I decided to make it a little bit bigger. Jarek. So last year there was 3 artists who were participating. It was Yellowstumps, Jarek, and I. Yellowstone was not at the, was he at the con last year?
He was at the con.
Oh, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
con. He was around. He was also at BronyCon, and we just sold. Stumbleton never wasn't really at the table. He was around. Jarek and I ran the table last year. This year, it's we have 5 artists at the table. We have Cal, who just sold his banners for $3,750.
At the
And that means
Holy
that
cow.
Wait,
means,
he still sold his banners.
Yeah,
He
he-
sold 2 banners that were made of chainmail over 22,000
Yeah.
individual
I think
links of
24,000
chainmail.
Those were extremely
What,
impressive.
Yeah.
200.
Lunar Republicans.
And
The,
Solar
the
Empire.
banners that are
Solar Bow.
featured in the background at the ruined castle.
Yeah.
It's the banners that are hanging
In
in the
shiny
castle.
chainmail with
Yeah.
radiance that apparently was the bane of his existence.
Oh.
240 hours went into that.
And
It's
it
a lot of
was-
dedication
it
to
was,
give to someone.
the
Oh,
gradients
yeah.
are perfect. The contrasts are perfect. It was
amazing.
And he has his bracelets at our table right now. We have Cassette Set, who's one of Jeff Bridges' friends, manning the table with me. He's first time he's at a con. We have Moonlit Brush, his first time his prints are at a con, and my stuff. All the prints are brand new. All the buttons are brand new.
Moonlight's not here, she's
So Moonlit is also a Canadian, great artist. We have a great
Poor
community.
guy.
Sorry.
We have
The stereotypes are real.
great talented community. We have a TeamSpeak that we have newbies come in trying to learn.
We've also got other VeryTube artists here.
Correct, we have
but
Bumblebun.
Bumblebun, when you first walked into the vendors hall, she was on the right. She did an official Everfree con poster that was available at the con store, and she had her shop in there, and she's a tuber as well. Kaito,
It's not her.
who does My Little Ties, he's
Yes.
a tuber as well, and he was in the vendor hall.
Right.
I think that was it. I think that was the 3 because Zanbato wasn't here this year.
Right, correct.
The guy who does My Little Coins, the minted coins, he's
Yeah.
also a berry tuber, and he's done some custom coins for us.
Hello.
Hi.
Can we assist you, gentlemen?
Hello there.
I'm just gonna get this right now.
Yeah, go for it. Grab it. Musicians are allowed in here.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. I wasn't make sure that there's still the green room or not.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
this is the
yeah,
green
yeah.
room. We had permission to record in here, and if musicians come in,
Alright,
it's like that.
Part of our little,
Part
yeah.
of the
Part of the fun.
But
Oh,
we'll be
good.
in here and we'll be recording.
Alright.
You keep bringing the table down.
So
You should just tell them it's
so-
not the green room.
let's go ahead and talk about somebody. The coins that we have. I mean,
Yes.
Zambato.
Zanbato X.
Zambato X.
Zanbato X. He does a I think it's called My Little Coins. He does minted coins, and he did a custom challenge coin for VeryTube. It's styled after the military challenge coins, where if you present your coin and the other people at the table don't also present their coins, they owe you a drink.
Yeah.
And he did those for us last year. They have unfortunately sort of become a limited edition item because he's not here this year with them. So only the people who came
Lots
last
of
year
free
and
drinks.
purchased theirs last year have them. But hopefully we'll be able to get him to do them again.
Yeah. Doing interviews and stuff. Nah, just kidding. So, joking aside for me, like wanting a VeryTube coin, if other people wanted to actually join in as part of this community, how would they even go about doing that? Would they just go like watch some VeryTube, or is there like a inauguration
recommended way.
ceremony or something?
So the website is berrytube.tv. You can either just enter a username into the chat box, which will make you a gray name, which is a non-reserved
Temporary,
It's a
yeah.
temporary username, non-reserved username.
I have a story on that. I'll put that on my notes.
Or above the video, there is a box to register. We don't ask for your email. We don't ask for anything. You just enter a username and a password, and you confirm the password. You hit register. That's it. We don't need any of your personal information. The most important rule of VeryTube is basically just don't be a dick.
That is literally
that is
the first
rule number
rule of
one of
VeryTube.
VeryTube is don't be a dick.
Rule
If
number
you
zero.
want to join VeryTube, you are absolutely welcome. But if you show up and you start whining in chat about, oh, this video's stupid, I don't want to watch it.
Hey
What
guys,
are you
let's play this.
Like, yeah, we're just gonna tell you to go away. like leave, please.
The age range for BerryTube is about 23 at the average. So like the majority of BerryTube is made up of older people.
Made up of
And-
mid to late 20s.
And for anybody who's like 16, 17, 18 watching this and thinking, oh yeah, I'll totally convince them I'm in my 20s. No.
No.
We know that
We know.
we know that
Oh,
you're
we
16.
know.
There's also honestly there's no point. Like we're not exclusive to the tune of you must be 21 to join the site. It's just we don't condone underage drinking at all.
And we don't want to we don't want to hear about underage drinking. We don't want to.
Absolutely do not condone underage drinking.
It's one of those things that the conversation usually tends to be more mature.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And not even.
It's either mature or mature. One way or the other.
And most of the time, it's not even like adult, like pornographic. It's adult, like complaining about your taxes.
About your bills.
Or oh my god, the bills are adding up.
Dude, you would not believe it. Someone in the office microwaved fish today.
Yeah. It's the kind of stuff that in general younger people are going to be like,
this is boring.
Why do these people even find this to be interesting conversation?
Yeah. You guys are always really mature about it too. Like everything with age. Like I know at every VeryTube convention or meetup that I've been to, I think I've only been to 3 now, 2, whatever.
That's a good count.
But
some number.
I've always been carded at the door. Every time, and like you guys have been very strict about that, and you've always had like responsible people or to like at the door to do that, or people to take shifts who are sober.
We managed to
people
wrangle
to take
together.
shifts who are.
We managed to wrangle together almost without a problem at all our own security force. Like within 5 minutes of saying, hey, we need someone to guard the door, we had a friend of ours, Red Toxin, manning the door all night. Last night at the main
he's
party.
not just a friend of ours, I'll point out. He's part of our sub-moderation team. We call them the Spikes. There are assistants.
They're
our number one asses.
That sounds like they're the comic relief of the group.
They're the kids. They're the kids.
Funny you say that.
Officially, they're our assistants, and because they're assistants, people started nicknaming them Spikes because Spike is Twilight's
You can't tell us what to do. You're not an official moderator.
Technically not part of their job, but I still think we should have called them barkeeps.
That would have been pretty
Barkeep was,
You could call them like bar spikes or something.
But there are kids. That's how you refer to them.
Like the kids.
Like we went out for brunch with the kids today.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't matter if you're an admin or you're a spike or whatever. VeryTubers tend to step up when needed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, we got
actually.
that's true.
It has nothing. That's why I didn't even think about it. It has nothing to do with your rank within the community because it all evens out when it gets to that, especially in real life. People will step up to do so much. I remember in 2013. Someone was drinking way too much at the bar, and I think you just kind of called over.
I remember when that happened. There was somebody who had a little bit too much to drink, and I'm not going to name names because I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. But somebody had a little bit too much to drink and was leaning very heavily on the bar to stay standing.
Pardon me.
Somebody had a little bit too much to drink and was leaning on the bar in order to stay standing, and I remember that I looked across, I noticed what was going on, and I looked across the bar, and I made eye contact with 2 or 3 tall, burly guys, and I motioned to the guy who was drunk, and they all nodded, and just went over to him and was like, hey man, can we give you a hand? And they walked him back to his room and got him a bottle of water and like put him to bed and made sure he was okay.
And that's a pretty common occurrence.
Yeah, that is not a unique story.
If we ever need anyone to step up and be security or assist someone back to their room or hey, we need an announcement, you shout really well. Get everyone's attention. Like
I mean, last night we had somebody get really drunk at our party, a little bit too drunk. He had started it on water, but just a little bit too late. He got sick, and he needed to go back to his room, and immediately there was a crowd of 7 people who were like, I will help walk him back to his room if he needs help.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Immediately, as soon as it became aware that there was a problem and somebody needed help, there was just a crowd of people that was like, I will help if you need me.
That's sweet. Okay, now there's something else that I wanted to mention. So there's also this, like, there's that awesome positivity, and like, that's again why I keep coming back to these meetups, because everyone I go to is like friendly. And even if there's someone who's drunk, there's always someone like right by his side, like, bro, we gotta get you somewhere, whatever. And then you also seem to be like the grounding force behind everything. Like whenever I walk in the front door,
in the meetups, that is absolutely
like you're always like right there by the door, and like owl head swivels around as I walk in, making sure I'm not up to no good.
So, okay, I have a problem with organization. I'm kind of a lot like Twilight in that way, where like I have my list.
That's why you have your spikes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I actually have a ton of fun. People have actually asked me like, oh, you can't be having any fun just manning the door all night. And I'm like, no, I'm having a blast. I have a lot of fun making sure that other people are having
Organizing
fun.
Organizing is my pleasure.
Yeah, seriously. And so I sort of in in the rare moments that I let myself be a little bit egotistical, I take a small percentage of the credit for helping to cement BerryTube as a community, because in 2013, I was living in Portland, Oregon, and so I figured, what the hell, I'll go up to Everfree. And I put out the call on BerryTube of, hey, I'm going to Everfree, does anybody want to come hang out with me while I'm there?
I was like, I'll go to Everfree.
And I figured, yeah, and I mean, he lived down in Corvallis, Oregon, you know.
And I think I agreed pretty early, even though I'm from Eastern Canada, but I had
like, sure, I'll do that. Why not?
the next weekend I had a friend's wedding in California.
I
so
found
I was
my way
like,
from-
I will make it a 2-leg trip.
But I was expecting maybe 10 people would join me. The few people who happened to live in the area where it was a convenient drive for them to come into Everfree, and
It exploded.
by the time we actually got to Everfree, there were 52 people. And I was just like, what do I do? I don't even know.
Like, what have we gotten ourselves into?
Well, especially because the reason that I started this with I take a very small piece of credit for helping to cement the community is because we were all worried that Everfree 2013 wasn't even going to happen.
Yeah.
Because internet communities don't have a very long life.
Often.
And we were all sitting around thinking, man, we might not even be a website by the time Everfree happens. What are we going to do if that happens?
There was a very real belief that the first Everfree might, in fact, be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
That
Like,
it
the
might
first
have been
and the last.
The first
Yeah.
and the last. And then it happened. And then it was such an incredible, like...
We're all good. Oh,
Hi, guys.
You guys are
Welcome.
You're good.
Welcome.
If you're a musician, this is the green room. You're welcome in.
You
here.
are supposed to be in
going on?
here.
Yeah.
We're in your room right now, please.
So we're doing an interview for BerryTube.
Yep.
Have you guys heard
If
about
you would
it?
like, if you're just here to
Review,
chill, if you don't
I'm
mind,
down.
we can finish our interview and you can like tune in. Would that be cool? But this is
right now.
this is supposed to be the media / green room. So they were like, if you guys need to do an interview, go for it. But if musicians come in, they have priority. So
You guys do your thing.
all right.
No, it's totally fine. We have time.
Okay, but so... What happened?
I'm like, I'm
in the way.
But yeah, so we all assumed that 2013 was going to be a once in a lifetime. Like we were all going to hang out at Everfree and it was going to be amazing, and that was going to be the only time that ever
Yeah.
happened. And then Everfree ended up being such an incredible experience, and all of us by the end of the weekend had become such close friends
Yeah, look at us now.
that we were just like, we can't let
We
this
can't,
die.
yeah.
We can't let this stop. We need to keep doing this because these are some of the best friends I've ever made in my life.
And then it
You
happened
know?
again.
And then it happened again.
Dear
And-
Princess Kate.
And,
It keeps
yeah,
running
and then it
here
happened again, and now it's
because
happened a
it's
third
happening.
time.
Everybody,
Hello.
Shalom. Hey, I hope I'm not interrupting.
You're good.
Don't worry
You're
about
not
it.
really.
Doing an interview, kind of.
Okay.
Well,
You're supposed to be here.
We already
Yeah.
turned off.
This
Now
is
it's
your-
yours.
So since this is now officially turning into the green room, we'll start to wrap things up. Is there anything you guys wanted to talk about before we wrap things up? Any like?
There was one thing that I
Go ahead.
wanted to bring up, just like on the topic of you guys being amazing and helping with organization and everything. This year, these two even took it a step further and have like an entire freaking triage room. Where,
Yes.
like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a room with a
See that body?
triage room. Like they've got.
You want to see that body? You guys want to see that body?
I've seen too many.
Well,
I've seen too many in my time.
I would totally.
We're on
say
camera.
that about it.
Oh, I mean,
Never.
So, no, like
Hold on, wait.
they've got a whole what's going on?
what is going on?
Okay, now finish.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, like
anything
whole
you-
triage room going on. Like they've got a first aid kit, they've got multivitamins, they've got ibuprofen, they've got homemade Gatorade. Like
Yeah. we
that's
did.
Hangover
that's
juice,
better for
yeah.
better for you than
Specifically
Gatorade.
tailored for hangovers.
Specifically with
Like,
all the salts you
and it's
need.
like they're up at 9 a.m. just like with the room open, being like, here you guys, if you need help, you need to, if you had a rough night last night, come on by, we'll help you out. And it's like, yeah,
We've got
these
flats
guys
of
are
water
awesome.
bottles.
There's a ridiculous amount of like preparation and maturity that like goes into these
Yeah.
meetups, the community and everything. Where it's like
we actually had a
it's-
banquet hall this year, which was
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was so
That's
fancy.
why this was the most expensive, right?
Yeah.
When I walked in, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, these ceilings are high. Like,
Yeah.
There were like place settings.
We-
Place settings
There were
and
people
like
coming around
flower
with candles.
centerpieces.
So this year we spent $2,500 on catering, and it disappeared in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
You're good.
Go on in.
it was impressive.
You guys need AC or is it on now?
We'll be done pretty soon.
We're
We're
done.
good. We're good. We're just recording stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
I think next year we should go ahead and make it actually a formal
event.
A black tie event.
Like actually
A
tie.
My Little Ties event?
My Little Ties event.
And can we get Mai Tais?
My ties at the moment.
Yeah! That's a great suggestion.
Speaking of memes, before we get our butts kicked out of here, I hear BerryTube has a lot of them.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Meme density is too damn high.
Yeah.
We've got we've got a lot of memes that are just general internet memes.
It's
and-
quite a magical thing though, because when you walk into a BerryTube meetup, everyone kind of knows these things and it's on the same page with each other. So you walk in, and then some big burly dude in the front goes, "Hail Hydrate," and all of a sudden the entire group goes, "Hail Hydrate!" And it's like, what is going on? And it's like, oh my god, I'll drink some water, just don't kill me.
That became a call for us. Was it last year?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was already a thing last year at Everfree. It was
I think it
since
started
then.
in
It was shortly
Everfree.
after
it?
you started.
Because we put up a little sign on the water pitcher last year that said "Hail Hydrate." Yeah.
And then
It definitely started
So-
being a thing afterwards, and somebody made that video of.
I think it was just a general internet thing, but it wasn't very popular. We just really grabbed onto it and
Because
Ruined it.
somebody made a
Ruined
gif.
it.
Somebody made a gif of Red Skull from the Captain America movie. Only he was
With
holding
the
a glass
text.
of water,
Yeah.
and so they put the text like
Avoid
avoid headaches,
headaches,
nausea, hail hydrate.
That's awesome.
And we kind of adopted that as our own slogan, and so we use that now at our parties to basically encourage people to drink more water.
What's amazing about it though is everyone is kind of united in kind of the ridiculousness that is this community and the videos and the spirit that it has. In fact, I bought a little patch today. It was kind of my hand.
finally,
Hail
he
Hydrate.
finally bought one.
But all right, we're gonna wrap this up because it looks like the musicians are getting a little antsy because we may or may not supposed to be here. But it's been real fucking fun, and you guys have been fantastic. And I look forward to more conventions that will surprisingly probably happen, and more awesome BerryTube meetups that are.
keeps
happening. We can't stop it. Send help.
So I look forward to that, and I look forward to more BerryTube meetups, and hopefully hang out with you guys
You're
some
in
more.
Portland.
I am indeed.
What?
Portland.
Yeah, he lives
I'm a
right-
local Portlander.
we have some stuff to
Come
talk
to our
about.
And with that, thank you everyone for watching. Again, I've been Byrne. This has been the BerryTube community heads. And yeah, go check out
We're the only ones that
BerryTube.
matter.
Go check out BerryTube.
Oh,
Please,
man,
yes.
So untrue.
so
Get blue shit, dude.
Go check out BerryTube. Ignore Jarek, he's a jerk. Go
That's also true.
Go check out BerryTube.
BerryTube.tv.
Watch some My Little Pony and have a drink on them. So we'll see you guys next week. Or whatever.
See ya.
I don't know, next week or next year, whatever.